you are welcome back to my kitchen. Here I have a vegetable soup recipe to share with us. This mixed vegetable soup is a very versatile one that it goes with anything. It goes with pounded yam, fufu, rice. You can add it to your even jollof rice, white rice, fried rice. It goes with anything. And each time I make this vegetable, I really enjoy it a lot. That is why I would like to, share it with us. Yes, without much ado, let's go into my kitchen and see how it is done. Yes, it's time for us to put hands together and do some work. So in making this mixed vegetable soup, you can use either 2 or 3 different vegetables depending on your choice. If you like to experiment like me, sometimes I mix like 4 different vegetables. But now for this recipe, I'm using just 2 vegetables. I have kale and I have spinach. So kale is on a hard side, while spinach is more succulent and on a softer side, because this soup we are not going to add any water to it, and the succulent one, which is the spinach, is going to give moisture to our soup. So the same thing when you are choosing any other vegetables, just make sure you have like at least 1 softer one or 2 if you are making use of like 4 different vegetables. That is how I usually do mine. So, and for the sake of this recipe, I have just 2. And on the protein side, I have goat meat, I have cow meat, I have crayfish, dry fish, which is the catfish, and I also have ponmo. You can use any protein of your choice. You can even use smoked mackerel and so on and so forth. The pepper that I'm going to be using, I have like mixture of different types of pepper. I have like 3. I have cayenne, the green cayenne pepper. I have green habanero, and I also have like jalapeno pepper. I have onions, and these varieties of pepper, they all have their distinct flavor and taste, and this brings a very nice spice and taste to the soup. That is how I do mine. And I also want to talk about red oil, because we are using red oil for this soup. When you're making this kind of vegetable soup, you really need a very good oil, an oil that is well made, an oil that tastes good, because if you use oil that tastes funky, it's going to mess up the whole soup. You're not going to you'll not be able to taste any of this ingredient that you are going to add to your soup. So when you're making this kind of vegetable that you are not going to add water to, you need to get a very good oil. And you can also add like periwinkle if you have periwinkle where you are. If you have access to it, I don't have it here. You can use periwinkle. You can use snail. You can just use anything. You can just experiment. You can add things that you love to eat, that you love to add to your soup. That would make a very great addition. And I'm also going to use my dry spice to spice it up at the end of the cooking. So let's keep watching. Yes, I have the meat in the pot, and I added some onions. I'm going to be adding some dry spices like clove powder, cinnamon powder, cumin powder, and garlic powder. All these are going to really dig into the meat to give it a very nice taste. I'm also going to add some salt to it. So when I'm making this kind of soup, you have to let the meat get some nice seasonings. Yes, when the meat have some nice seasonings, it helps give more and better taste to the vegetables. So, and after this, I'm going to transfer these pots on the stove and let it start cooking. So right now I have my onion cut together with the pepper, and I'm going to blend them up. I'm going to be adding the crayfish together. So, but this kind of pepper, I don't like blending it smooth. I blend it like like medium smooth. So because I love to see the particles of the pepper inside the soup. So that's why I don't make it so smooth. Yes, the pepper is nicely blended. So we are going to set this aside until it's time for us to use it. But in the meantime, let's check out our meat and see how the meat is doing. Now we can see that the meat has cooked down. It has released some juice by itself because I did not add any water when I put it on the stove. So with this juice, I'm going to be adding the ponmo also to it, and at the same time, and I'll also be adding the catfish, because this juice is what is going to soften the catfish and is going to cook up the ponmo also and give the ponmo a very nice taste, because ponmo is dry. Ponmo does not have any taste until you add it to something that is going to give it a very good taste. So right now, I'll be adding the ponmo, and I'm also be adding the catfish so that they all can cook together before we continue to add the rest of the ingredient. Let's keep watching. Right now, I'll be adding the catfish because I want the catfish to really soak in the juice from the meat. And I'm going to be adding the blended pepper as well, so that the pepper and the fish and the ponmo and all the meat with the juice will cook up together. And that is going to give us a very nice flavor. We cover it for some minutes. Yeah, right now we can see that the pepper is really, mixing with the proteins in the pot. So what we want here, we want all this ingredient to absorb all the moisture. We want all the moisture to go down, to really dry, to go into the ingredients. So we're going to leave it for some few minutes more to achieve that. Then we continue. Yes, now we can see that this meat and the fish does not have any liquid again. Everything has come together with the pepper and everything. So right now I'm going to be adding some red oil to it. So this red oil is going to help us to bring all this ingredient together. Yes, it's going to help us to to let all the pepper and the meat, the fish, the ponmo to gather themselves well, and that's good. So let's keep watching. So right now, can we see how beautiful the proteins look in the pot? And and everything is coming together, and the aroma that is coming is very wonderful. So now I already cut my vegetables. I cut it medium. That is how I usually cut my vegetables. But if you know how to cut thin, that is good. I love the thin one, but I don't know how to cut it thin. But this is the medium size that I usually cut my vegetables. And this is so beautiful. And the first vegetable that I'm adding now is the kale, which is the hard one, because it is hard, so it needs more time to really go down before we continue to add the softer one. So when you look at it, you think that it's not going to go down, but it's going to steam down. I'm going to stir it to mix it with the ingredient, the meat, and then continue. Yes, this is a beautiful pot of soup. And if you love what we have been doing, it's time to give it a like. Yes, share it. And if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, subscribe and support me so that I'll be able to bring more of this content. And if you have subscribed, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. So let's cover this pot and let it allow the vegetable to just go down a little more before we continue. Let's see how it's going. It's releasing its juice. Okay. All this whole lot of vegetable has gone down. So now I'm going to add the soft one, the spinach. Yes, after like 2 minutes that we have allowed the kale to cook down, now it's time to add the spinach. So this spinach is going to give this soup a very nice, soft texture. Yeah, that's exactly what we need. So, but when we look at this pot, we think it's a lot of vegetables. No. That is actually what we need. That's what we want. Yeah, so that's why we need to cook up our proteins with good seasonings, good natural seasoning to, bring a very nice taste to our soup. So now we are going to allow this spinach to cook down. So we're going just to leave it for like 2 more minutes also, because we don't want to overcook it. We don't want to allow the vegetables to lose their nutritional values by overcooking them, because when you overcook the vegetables, the taste will not be what you want. So, and you can use any vegetable that you can lay your hands on where you are. Just make sure you have hard ones and you have the soft one. Yes, I'll continue to stir everything together so that the heat will catch up with all the vegetables, and so that the heat can be evenly distributed to all the vegetables, because we don't want one part too done and one part not done. So we continue to turn it, stir it well, and then after that we are going to allow it for like 2 minutes to steam together and the spinach to release its own juice. So let's cover it and continue to watch. Just going to let it. So after adding the spinach for like 2 minutes, and this is what we have. Our soup has really come together and it smells so great. It smells so great and it tastes so nice. It tastes so nice and it's ready to be, enjoyed with anything that we want. Yes, if you like it, let me know in the comment section. give it a thumbs up and make a comment. Let me know your mind. And if you are yet to subscribe so that I'll be able to bring more of this content on this channel. And if you have subscribed, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. So now we'll take off our soup from the stove. Yes, our soup is very ready. If you have fufu, if you have eba, pounded yam, amala, white rice, jollof rice, if you have bread, if you have beans, if you have plantain, roasted plantain, boiled plantain, fried plantain, potatoes, yeah, bring your plate and let me serve you. Thank you for watching. Remain blessed and watch more videos on my channel. Bye for now. Bye-bye.